Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share this video if you found it helpful, and do pass it on if you believe someone else will benefit from it. I'd appreciate that. That sounds almost the same thing, but I just say it every time I do a video because it's appropriate. That's the main thing I want you guys to capture from these videos, that passing it on helps other people see and know what you know, because just knowing it for yourself is beneficial, but to have other people know, that's less people you got to worry about being abused by a narcissist, and less people you got to worry about becoming your arch enemy, because narcissists can persuade even the best of people, the most well-meaning people, the people with the best hearts and intentions. They can persuade these people to take an alliance with them and having them believe that you are the enemy when in fact they are in the presence of the enemy. That's how clever they are. It sort of reminds me of that movie with Nicolas Cage, where he at the end of the movie you see him, I think it was Face Off, and I'll never forget it. I don't know the storyline and nothing like that, but in the conclusion of the movie, when they close in on them, you can see at a point where there's two of them standing in the same space, and they're actually pointing at each other like, I'm the real guy, or he's not, and vice versa, something to that effect. And so that's how the narcissist is persuasive when it comes to them smearing you, because they do that ahead of the game. You go into a relationship, you're realizing that you care about this person, you want solid, wholesome things out of this relationship, and they don't. And so that's why their smear is so effective, because they've laid down this this ruse or this narrative out the gate, all the while smiling in your face, and they trying to take your place, like the song goes. But I didn't want to talk about that per se, but that's a video in and of itself. But just wanted to squeeze that in there. I want to talk about how the narcissist always trying to look and appear super important on them phones. They are always doing too much. You know, my phone, for example, it never rings. It never rings. Occasionally, I think I'll have the ringer on, depending on if I have an important call I'm looking forward to or I'm expecting. But for the most part, my phone is on vibrate, and my phone is, sometimes I'll have the Bluetooth in when I'm working. And this just works for me. Nothing annoys me more than some of these ringtones and the volume of the rings. You'll be in public, and this is not everyone who is stuck to their phone and talking loud. This is specifically the narcissist. They always loud, they're always obnoxious, they're always doing too much. A lot of times they won't even have minutes or data, or even their phone won't even be operable. It won't even be active, and they'll be sitting somewhere in the cut using that phone as a ploy or as a disguise to sit amongst people, spy, stalk, and behave with their predatory nature, because they're predators. You can notice by the fact that as you elevate and educate yourself and your vibration begins to rise, your intuition and your energy will tell you, when you look at that person, there are certain body cues that will let you know that this is not really what's going on. And the ruse it's a poor ruse for an awakened empath. And you just casually look off in their direction, and if you look at them and you're solid as an empath awakened, they will get up and bounce. You make the devil flee. He can't sit in the presence of you if you're healthy. And so they'll stick to these phones. They'll have these phones stuck to their ear, walking down the street, walking through the pedestrian line when the light is green, when the light is red, I meant to say, and they won't You'll have a person honking the horn and they still won't look to the left or the right. It's all about them. They're self-centered creatures. And so the phone is, I want to say, a godsend for them with the era of the cell phone, because nowhere in time has man or woman been able to get the attention they're getting than now with the phone. Not the laptop. You rarely see a person with a laptop. I guess the cell phone is a laptop in your hand, essentially. And that's another thing. They'll be somewhere sitting off in public. Sometimes they'll be pretending to text, and just by their body language, you'll see they can't text and keep their mind focused on their phone. They're punching a few buttons and they're looking up. It's kind of like they're silently trying to entrance you and draw you into what they're doing. And this sounds petty, but they are petty. I've been in capacities where I was in the waiting room and I've observed this. And another reason is because they're texting. They may have a legitimate text going on with a friend, supply/victim, and they cannot focus on them in that situation. They have to I spy every single thing that's going on around them. You know, it's nothing wrong with being vigilant and being observant. We all do it. That's not what I'm talking about. When you are awakened and you are elevating your vibration and you're very in tune with how narcissists move, you will be able to detect and pick up on this, and you will be able to separate these type of creatures from just the everyday normal human being walking around. Say the elderly lady, she might be a tad nosy, but she may not all together be a narcissist. And you know, as people age, they do tend to get a little more observant, nosy, and whatnot. And sometimes it's good to have a nosy neighbor, those type that will watch your house, let you know if somebody comes by that they don't recognize. That's old school. We loved those type of neighbors. We loved them and we didn't love them. It's kind of love-hate, because they saw things that you were doing that you didn't even really think they should be paying attention to. So it was a give and take. But neither here nor there. Narcissist loves to stay stuck to that phone, because in doing that, they can appear to be important. They can appear to be relevant when they're not. It's more, that phone is more for your entertainment than theirs. It's more for your entertainment than theirs. I'll tell you another scenario. You'll see them walking down the street talking loud as hell. And they will be looking around. You'll see them talking loud. It's kind of like, I'm talking loud. Do you hear me? Do you hear me acting a fool? And it's always when they're acting out. They're never civil when they're trying to get this attention with that phone. They'll get in a full-blown argument or debate of sorts with a person on the other end of that phone. If there's somebody on the other end of that phone, they'll be fake arguing with nobody. They'll do that too. And again, you can just tell, because they're doing like 100% of the talking. The other person has never interjected anything. There's never a time where you sense or hear or observe a back and forth or a person interjecting. They will pretty much be carrying a fake conversation on with themselves. And it's comical, disturbing, all at the same time. They'll get in that full-on argument, and if there's in fact another person on that phone, they will blow up and get in that argument. I've seen females, especially if you're in, like, say, the laundromat or something like that, they'll get in a full-blown argument and they'll look around, and if your eyes meet their eyes, oh, it's on now, it's game on. They will go all in. And then when they get off that phone, they'll look around one last time and go take care of whatever it is they're doing within that facility. And it's like that argument and that hype that they just got, it's like it went away. It's like they're not even upset when they get off that phone. It's not genuinely being upset. They're doing that for the glam. they're doing that because, like I said on my last video, they're gaslighting that victim. They've either vacated that premises because they need that space, because that good time is overwhelming to a narcissist. They bounce when things are going well at the house. Things don't have to be chaotic. It bothers them when things are going good at the house, because when things are going well, the narcissist is very nervous because they can't sit in peace. They can't sit around harmony. That doesn't jive with them. It sounds crazy to you and me, but this explains why you're never going to have peace consistently with a narcissist in a relationship. All of your peace that you can muster is not enough to band-aid that relationship, because that's all it is a band-aid. I remember the commercial, Band-Aid stuck on me, you know, and you had those water proof Band-Aids, putting them in the water. You ain't gonna find a Band-Aid strong enough to hold a relationship together when you're dealing with a narcissist. In your mind, the illusion that you present to yourself during the duration of that relationship is all your hopefulness, all your hopes and beliefs that that relationship is what it isn't. Is what it isn't. You see that. You're the only one that sees it, because the narcissist cares less about that relationship working. You're just the last one to find out. They're the first one to know that their relationship is going nowhere. So bounce around a little bit, but that phone is deadly with those narcissists. They use it, you know, again, they use it to smear. They use it for attention seeking. They use it for adoration and admiration, such as Facebook and TikTok. My next video, I'm going to talk about possibly a lot of these, and I touched on it in a video or so before, about how a lot of content creators are unaliving one another's, especially with regards to their significant other. These are some scary times with relationships, and every time I think I want a relationship and I see you know, women and men, it was a time when the man was the aggressor and the assaulter and the one that caused the female's demise. But you have couples unaliving their partners and unaliving themselves. That seems to be a trend right now, and they're doing it shortly after lives. Shortly after they have gone on live, they turn the lights out on each other, and it's very, very concerning. But more than that, it is something that I think empaths awaken need to really pay attention to. So I'll be capturing that in another video. That being said, bless. Thank you, guys.